Hello dear viewers, my name is Farid Nouri and I'm a immigration consultant in Germany. Today I would like to explain for you how you can fill in the short application for child allowance with unchanged conditions, which in German it is called Kurzantrag auf Kinderzuschlag bei unveränderten Verhältnissen. You fill in this application form if you have already been receiving child allowance in the last 6 months for one or more than one of your children and there have been no changes in your living situation, such as in your income and in your expenditures, in the income of your children, in your assets, and in your housing costs since your last application. And when you fill in this application form and send it to the Familienkasse, it functions like a complete or full application form and you can extend the child allowance for your child with it. As an applicant or as someone who receives the child allowance, you should write your last name here and your first name here. Here you write the child benefit number or Kindergeld number, based on which you receive child allowance and child benefit for your child. Here it says short application for child allowance with unchanged conditions. Here it says that please fill in this application form with block letters, and after filling it in you should also sign it and send it to the Familienkasse of the Bundesagentur für Arbeit or the Federal Employment Agency of Germany. If you've already been receiving child allowance in the previous 6 months and in your living situation there have been no changes in terms of your income and in your expenditures, the child's income, your assets, and your housing costs since your last application, you can fill in this short application form and send it to the Familienkasse so that you can extend the child allowance for your child. As I mentioned before, when you fill in this short application form, it functions like a complete or full application form. I mean, you do not need to fill all those forms you fill in the first time to apply for the child allowance. This time, if there are unchanged conditions, you only fill in this short application form and it functions instead of all of them. However, if there are some changes which can influence the child allowance for your child, you have to fill all those forms in and send them to the Familienkasse to be able to extend the child allowance for your child. And as you know, I've already explained in my other videos how you can fill in all those forms for the child allowance in this YouTube channel. And I will put the link for these videos under this video in its description part. Here it says that only if your answer to the following question is no or nine, you can use this short application for the extension of the child allowance for your child. The question is, was your last application for child allowance a short application? If it was a short application, you mark yeah or yes with a cross. If it was not a short application, you mark 9 or no with a cross. And here it repeats it again, that if you have marked yeah or yes with a cross, or your living situation in terms of your income, expenditures, child income, assets, or your housing costs have changed, you have to fill in the application forms for the child allowance and attach the other necessary documents or proofs or evidences and send them to the Familienkasse all together. If you apply for child allowance inadmissibly with a short application, even though you answered yes to the question or there have been recognizably significant changes in your circumstances, your application cannot be processed. In this case, the Familien Casa will then write to you and ask you for the further necessary documents for the application. And this can lead to delays. Here you write the information about yourself as an applicant. So here you write your last name, here your first name, here your date of birth. If you have a maiden name or a last name from your last marriage or civil partnership, you write it here. Here you write your title. If you're a doctor, for example, you write it here. Here you write your address, including your street name, the house number, the postal code, and the name of your city where you live. And here you confirm that you apply for the child allowance and there have been no significant changes in your circumstances since the last application. This part is a note on the data protection, and it says that your data will be processed on the basis of the Federal Child Benefits Act and the Social Security Code. The purpose of the processing of the data is the examination of your entitlement to the child allowance. And they've also mentioned that they will keep your child allowance files for 6 years after the end of the last child allowance payment. Here you confirm that all the information you have provided in this form are correct and complete, and you will notify the Familien Casa unsolicited and without delay of any changes which can influence the child allowance payment or which are significant to the payment of the child allowance. And you confirm that you have read the content of the leaflet on the child allowance, which is to be found under www.kinderzuschlag.de. You also agree to the collection, processing, and use of the data required for the child allowance payment. Here you write the date on which you will send this short application form to the Familien Casa, and here you sign as an applicant, or your legal representative should sign here. Here your partner should sign, or the second applicant should sign here, or his or her legal representative should sign here. A second signature is only necessary if within a community of need, child benefit for children named in the application is paid to 2 child benefit beneficiaries. In these cases, the declaration below must also be signed. In this declaration, your spouse or your partner agrees that the Familien Casa may use the data about her or about him, for example, her child benefit number or her bank account details, in case these data or information are necessary for the approval and payment of the child allowance to her. And he or she has the right to revoke this at any time in the future. Here you write the child benefit number or the Kindergeld number of the second applicant or your spouse or your partner. And here the second applicant or your spouse or your partner should sign, or his or her legal representative should sign. Thanks a lot for watching my video. If you would like to get similar important information about the immigration laws in Germany, your rights and duties in German society, the living conditions in Germany, and other such important topics, please subscribe and follow our channel. If you have any questions or remarks about today's topic, you can write it under this video and I will be more than happy to answer it for you.